Today's game, Kill Switch. A game that basically invented the cover system mechanic. Sure, you've seen it before, such as Winback, a future side-by-side by the way, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and the Time Crisis series. However, Kill Switch went way beyond all those and made the cover system its main core game mechanic, just like Gears of War did. If you ask me, I'd say Gears got a lot of its gameplay ideas from them, and then perfected it. Kill Switch was developed by Namco in October 2003 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Windows. There's also a Game Boy Advance version released in 2004 that was created independently by Namco. We will be comparing the PlayStation 2 and Xbox first, since that's always my favorite to do. If we look here, you see that the protagonist, Nick Bishop, is all squashed. At first, I thought it had to do with the way the Xbox was captured, but when it went into the gameplay, it was perfectly normal. So it's just a weird thing they chose to do. Moving on, we can clearly see more detail in the camo on Nick here, but he's also too dark in certain parts. In my time creating side-by-sides, I've noticed that the Xbox is usually darker than the PS2. The textures on the wall and floor are also better on the Xbox. The controls are good on both of them, but I did have an easier time shooting over here. It could have just been because I played it second though. This is an interesting shot. The texture is once again nicer on the Xbox, but the mountain in the background on the PS2 looks better. Also, I think I like Nick better on the PlayStation 2, at least from the back view. So what I wanted to show here is there's a lot more lighting and shadow effects on the Xbox versus the PlayStation. The Xbox is really shining bright above the competition. Now let's bring in Windows to the mix. Right away we see some awesome visuals. Everything about it looks better. The PC I have running at 1920 by 1080. The PlayStation 2 and Xbox are both 480p 16:9 resolution, so that's around 854 by 480. Back to the controls again. On this part of the game, I had the easiest time shooting the targets using a keyboard and mouse, but that's to be expected. The Xbox was also easier versus the PS2, but like I said, it could be because I played it second. Let's check this out. The ground on the PlayStation 2 looks like corkboard with paper you can't really tell is even paper. And the Xbox is a bit blurry, but the paper is really popping out. And the PC is, well, it's a PC. Need I say more? Back to the cinematic scene, the Xbox is smashed again. It really bugs me, so let's fix it. This actually made me notice that it shows off more of the game on the top and bottom, but it's all smashed. Overall, the PlayStation 2 is a solid version of Kill Switch. It plays great and looks pretty good. It holds up fairly well compared to other PS2 titles. The Xbox is actually my favorite of the three, and I'll get to that in a bit. It controls great, looks great, and supplies hours of great fun. The PC looks the best, controls the best, but the performance for some reason is the worst of the three. I honestly think it's because I'm playing on Windows 10. Has to be some sort of bug or something. I think 32 gigs of RAM, an i7 Intel processor, and a 1080 graphics card can handle this game just fine. Let's compare the frame rate now. The PlayStation 2 runs at a smooth 30 frames per second, and it really never drops from there. It runs smooth throughout your gaming experience. The Xbox is an awesome 60 frames, and this is why it's my favorite. It drops down to 45 here and there, but mostly sticks around the 60. The PC, it plays well at 60 when there's no action, but once the bullets start flying, it just drops to the teens. Pretty odd really. I ran Fraps on Windows for frame rate, but I also ran it through my program to compare the two to see if I was getting accurate FPS readings on the consoles, and I'm happy to say that I am. The PS2 is awesome, just has some minor drops in FPS during heavier battles. The Xbox has better hardware, and I love when a game company takes advantage of that. I know other Windows 10 PCs play this fine, I've seen it on the YouTube, but for me, not so much. It controls the best and looks the best by far, but those crazy low frames for me is a no-go. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, bell me up, and drop a comment down below. Later.